Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, do the jailhouse rock.
Do the jailhouse rock.
All right now. All right.
Do the jailhouse rock. Sick and tired of our children getting killed and molested and taken away from here.
All right.
Why did the judge do it?
A man who identifies himself on Facebook as a pastor is now charged with multiple child sex crimes. Right now, David Dixon is in jail on $10 million bond. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Gerald Owens.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Dixon was arrested in Raleigh and is now being held in Durham tonight because that's where investigators believe the crimes happened. WRAL Durham reporter Sarah Kruger is live at the county courthouse. Sarah, with the court documents.
Here we go again. Hi there. I'm Professor Blackmore, and welcome back to my channel. And I'm coming back to you today with another episode of my series entitled Pulpit Pedophiles. And if you want to get caught up on all of the dastardly details of how so-called Apostle DeMuro Johnson of the Church of the Apostolic Saints in Greensboro, North Carolina, allegedly engaged in sexual intercourse with his 14-year-old spiritual daughter, who was later determined to be pregnant, how he also allegedly engaged in a sexual relationship with another man who alleges, in his own words, that DeMuro Johnson caused him to contract HIV/AIDS, and how he married a woman in August of 2022 to try to cover up all of this mess, of which said wife, who reads from Cash App transactions she found on his mobile device, allegedly requesting that men and young girls send him pictures of their various private parts, and how she, the wife, is actually talking to the man who says that DeMuro Johnson caused him to contract HIV/AIDS. Yeah, honey child, all of that. If you want to get caught up on all of that, please watch my prior video, because it's a lot, boo. But after you watch this video till the end, that's when you go over to that video. Because today I'm coming back to you with another case of a no good, dirty, lowdown church house pedophile disguised as so-called preacher from, guess where again? That's right, North Carolina. But this time in the Durham, Wake Forest area, in the person of so-called Bishop David Keandre Dixon of the Kingdom City Life Empowerment Church. And so let's get some more details of how this David Dixon finds himself on today's docket of the ProfessorBlackmore.com courtroom.
Michelle, according to an arrest warrant, there is one victim, and that victim is only 13 years old. Now, right now, Dixon is in jail in Durham. Monday morning, he will be right here in court.
A $10 million bond for 37-year-old David Dixon, an indication of how serious the charges against him are. 4 counts of statutory sex offense with a child and 1 count of indecent liberties with a child. The warrant for his arrest states the crimes happened in October of this year. This is how many in the community know Dixon. On his Facebook page, he refers to himself as the senior pastor at Kingdom City Life Empowerment Church in Durham. I spoke by phone with the pastor, who says she met him about a decade ago at a religious conference, and they've remained friends since. Now she is stunned.
Oh my God, yes. Never would have thought, never.
What was your impression of him from being friends with him?
From the time that I met him, the time that I was around him, laughing, fun, joking, churching, that's it. That's all I know. That's my life. It's to serve the Lord.
Durham Police is the agency investigating this case. I did reach out to them to see if there are any additional details they might be able to add, including if they believe there are any more victims. At this point, I have not yet heard back. Michelle and Gerald.
All right, Sarah Kruger live in Durham for us.
Dirty low-down dog. Okay, so y'all know that the first thing that I'm gonna do on here is to go and pull the jail and the courthouse records. And when I did, something seemed a little bit off because the date of the first news report was December the 2nd, 2022, but the Durham County jail records seem to indicate that he has been there only since January 26, 2023, with all of these charges that were not mentioned in the December the 2nd news report. I mean, look at this. Indecent liberties with a student? Where did a student come from? And so I had to do some more digging. And so let's check out this additional information that has popped up.
A Durham pastor and teacher is facing more charges tonight for sex crimes with children. Now, we first told you 10 days ago that David Dixon was facing 5 charges.
Well, now that number has increased to 19 and also spans multiple counties. WRAL's Durham reporter Sarah Kruger is live from the Durham courthouse with new details about how police say Dixon met the victim. Sarah?
Deborah, we were here in Durham court earlier this month as Dixon saw a judge. Soon he will face a judge in Wake County on these new charges, 14 of them. According to this arrest warrant, Dixon met the victim because that victim was a student at the school where Dixon was teaching.
The charges are adding up for 37-year-old David Dixon. New charges out of Wake County showed the 13-year-old victim was a student at the school where he was substitute teaching. Dixon's 19 felony charges now include statutory sex offense with a child and sexual activity with a student. Raleigh police say at least some of the crimes occurred at Dixon's apartment on Wolf Tech Lane, where his neighbors are stunned.
That disgusts me because I work in childcare. I'm speechless. I work with kids because they're just so pure and you have so much influence over them. You really want to change their lives in the best way possible, and to take advantage of someone like that it's honestly so disgusting.
WRAL previously reported that Dixon was a senior pastor at Kingdom City Life Empowerment Church and a substitute teacher at the Community School of Digital and Visual Arts in Durham, a public charter school. A school spokesperson told me Dixon began teaching 5th grade there in September. According to arrest warrants, the crimes occurred in September and in October. The school says no crimes occurred on campus itself.
And Dixon remains here in Durham in jail with a $1 million bond. He is due in Wake County Court tomorrow, then back here in Durham Court on Thursday. Deborah.
Sarah Kruger live in Durham. Thank you, Sarah.
WRAL's Durham reporter Sarah Kruger was in court today where a judge lowered his bond.
David Dixon had been in jail since late last week with a $10 million bond. Today in this courtroom, a judge reduced that amount to $1 million, saying she still believes that is a significant amount for significant charges.
My son is a good role model.
An appeal from a mother to lower her son's bond.
He preaches, he teaches, he sings. He's a person that everybody loves.
WRAL reported Friday that David Dixon identifies himself as the senior pastor at Kingdom City Life Empowerment Church in Durham. Now we know he had also been working as a substitute teacher for 5th graders at the Community School of Digital and Visual Arts. The school's managing director tells me he was employed there for a few months this fall and was terminated as soon as the school learned of a complaint. He added no crimes are believed to have occurred at the school. Dixon is facing 4 counts of statutory sex offense with a 13-year-old and 1 count of indecent liberties with that same victim.
I asked the school's managing director if that victim is a student. He told me he could not comment on that. He added the school has been cooperating fully with the Durham Police Department's investigation. Sarah Kruger, WRAL News in Durham.
Wow. Now that's a lot, y'all. And I'm bringing this to you just to confirm that you just can't trust no damn body. I mean, you can't trust your family, people at the church, people at the schoolhouse, no damn body. And if I were you, I wouldn't give an inch of space or any room for somebody to wiggle their backsides in to be able to spend some time with your children. Ask questions. And after you get the answer to one question, that should lead into 5 more questions. But as you know on here, I just ask and report, and I'll let you decide. So, what do you think about this mess? Do you think the pastor of that so-called church was as shocked as she said she was? And how is it that somebody at that school didn't see all of this going on? And what about over there at that so-called church? Do you think he was messing around with those people's children over there at that church? Please let me know by leaving your comments in the comment section below. And I hope you'll also give me a big thumbs up. And I hope you'll also consider donating to this video and my entire channel ministry by clicking the super thanks heart button below. And while you're there, I hope you'll also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and click the bell, honey child, because you don't want to miss out when I come back with more hot tea on this case and on any case involving a pulpit pedophile or a church house child molester out here in these streets. And also follow me on TikTok and Instagram.